So they used their brain, not their bronze, but their brain. And I say brawn, I mean muscle. They used their brain to throw off the people who had oppressed them for 470 years. Now, why is that important? Why is history relevant? I think history is circular. Because in this country, African Americans talk about the fact that we've been oppressed for 400 years. We were enslaved. It's a fact. Things have changed. Arguably, though, things are trending in the wrong direction as it relates to race in this country. What was powerful and meaningful 3,000 years ago, which is spirituality, folks, is still powerful and meaningful today. It's still a way that people who otherwise have not been able to get to the place of equality, get to the point of parity, get to the point where their rights are respected and recognized by walking in a place and in a position of spiritual influence, as did this woman, Arminius the First. All oppressed people around the world today can still rise up and take their rightful place of equality, not above, not below, not somewhere in between, but on the same plane of equality as all human beings. That's a lesson from history that the Kushites taught us if we are willing to hear it and to listen. And it's a lesson that we can take and adapt to our situation today. Because let's face it, last thought, most Christians, and now I'm going to switch my hat and remind you that I'm a minister. Most Christians in America, most black people are Christians in America. That's what I want to say. But Christianity is in a crisis. And so is our government, meaning that we are so divided. I heard a stat the other day that's striking, and I think Americans should be very worried about these stats. The first stat I heard is that 1/3 of all Americans wish that they could move and go somewhere and live in another country. 1/3. This was a poll that was done last month. 1/3 of all Americans want to migrate or immigrate somewhere else out of this country. But an even more alarming statistic is this. 55% of all adults between the ages of 18 and 35 want to leave this country and live somewhere else. What does that mean? It means what we've been building, what we've been selling, what we've been doing to each other, how we've been at each other on the basis of partisan differences and religious differences and ideological differences has left a terrible taste in the mouths of our children. And what we've been selling, they don't want to buy anymore. We're in a crisis. How do we get out of a crisis? Someone has to stand up and provide some moral and spiritual leadership in America, in the UK, in France, and Italy. I could go on, but look into the Kush Empire, particularly Arminius the First.